Let's move on to our next guest to sort of decode this and peel this topic a little more. Sonika Aaron joins us now. Hi, good morning. She's the founder for Marching Sheep. She's an entrepreneur. She has an impressive background spanning top brands like PepsiCo, Vodafone, Philips. Then till the time she founded on her own and started out in 2013 with her own venture. Sonika, thank you so much for joining us. So to you, the modern day woman who's calling the shots, who's climbing the corporate ladder, also showing vigor and grit in starting out on your own. How tough do you think it is for women to make this choice today of having a career versus having a family? And what's the trend that you're seeing around you as well?
So, Sonal, right? So Sonal, I interact with a lot of women as part of my work, right? And I am seeing a trend where I feel that women have evolved because of access to education, access to information, opportunities, much faster than possibly the society has, and therefore the kind of expectations that are on them, both from their personal families, their the parents, their in-laws, their husbands, and what they face at work. So, as a result, they have become more vocal about what they want. And they are very clear about what is negotiable, what is not negotiable. And I also want to call out that, it is not just an urban phenomena. I do a lot of work with manufacturing setups, and they are in places which are in tier 2, tier 3 towns. A lot of their staff comes from smaller places like Nagpur or Kolhapur or Surat, smaller cities. I wouldn't call them really rural, but I wouldn't call them fully urban as well. And
Middle India, yeah.
yeah, and they are like from ITIs or smaller institutes, but they are also very clear that I have said no to my parents that I am not ready to get married yet because I first want to establish myself in my career, establish my credibility, and that is when I would like to settle down if I want to settle down.
Sonika, can you tell us, I'm so happy you brought up India 2, India 3 in this context. Can you tell our audiences, these companies, the factories, the manufacturers that you're working with in India 2, in India 3, when it comes to their HR policies, I just want to understand, do you think that there's been a change in the last few years? HR policies in general, even in India 2, India 3 for companies are pro-women. I ask you that in the context of, for example, if a woman decides to take a leave for childbirth, her being able to join back at the level she wants to. All of that, what are you seeing in trends?
So I would say that it's a journey. In some cases, it is still very traditional. So in some cases, you would find that even having washrooms on every floor or in every department is still a challenge. But in some places, yes, they have considered concepts of universal design, even from a policy level, saying that when a woman comes back from maternity, they even are introducing concepts of paternity leave, parental leave. They are looking at having a full-fledged resting room. They're looking at providing your menstrual facilities within creche facilities. So from that perspective, some organizations have in fact moved the needle on providing an inclusive environment from a policy and process perspective. They're also educating their managers to be more inclusive, empathetic, curious, to create a more psychologically safe environment for women to continue working.
Sonika, I just want to understand this. What do you think is it that modern women are really asking for? And when I say modern, it's not a bad word, okay? It just means an informed woman who knows her mind, who has a dream, who has a bullet point of what she wants to achieve in life. She has a goal that she's working towards. What do you think they're looking for at this point? And why is it, at the end of the day, I often feel it's about choice. It's about having the choice to do what you want. Stay at home, have baby, don't have baby, get married, don't get married early, get married late, get married twice. At the end of the day, is it all boiling down to choice?
Absolutely, you're so right. We often use the phrase freedom to choose or the freedom to exercise my choice. Right? There are so many things that are expected of a woman, irrespective of where she comes from. And that is what we call as societal expectations. We are expected to be perfect, and do it all. Like Sana said, no, that wake up in the morning, make tea, come back from work, make dinner. And it is just not humanly possible to be excellent, perfect at work, be a good wife, be a good daughter, be a good mother, be a good everything. So I think as women, they have come to realize, or at least many of us are coming to realize what is negotiable and what is non-negotiable. And this non-negotiable, going after these with focus. Even when Sana was saying, something like not buying that Carista's shampoo.
Right.
That shampoo. It is about saying what is the kind of
Yes.
lifestyle I want to lead. And is my partner really ready to give me that or allow me to have that kind of...
Or of course, can I give it to myself? I think that's the exciting
Yes.
conversation today.